Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare from Guy Ritchie, Henry Cavill, Alan Ritchson. What, are you kidding me? Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 13, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Again, the Princess Bride dude is in it too. Discover the first Special Forces mission in history. So, Henry Cavill is, this takes place during the Big War, and he's going to do some dirty tricks to the bad guys in Germany. And he's got a team of crazy people who are going to follow him. And there's a hot chick, and there's Alan Ritchson, who's also crazy, I assume. Jerry Bruckheimer's in it, so it's going to be big. It's going to be lots of explosions. There's Princess Bride dude. Can't think of his name. But this looks like what Inglourious Basterds should have been. Guys running around, bad guys, and killing bad guys from Germany. They're just mowing them down in the trailer. I can't imagine how many they kill in the actual movie. I mean, they must kill 24 guys in the trailer. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. And with Alan Ritchson in it too, the Beast, Reacher. Here he is throwing a grenade in a bunker. Here they are escaping, laughing. Oh man, it's gonna be epic. I love Guy Ritchie. Sometimes he directs something and I go, what the F? But I love his style. He gets it. He gets sort of the balance of comedy and action. Man, so cool. Screenplay by Paul Tamanzi and Eric Johnson and Arash Amel and Guy Ritchie. So I'm guessing Paul and Eric wrote the initial draft and then Arash and Amel came in and maybe tweaked it. Directed by Guy Ritchie. Something like that. It's coming soon, so we don't know when it's coming out exactly, but it feels like a summer film, but it's probably not coming out in the summer. It's probably coming out in the spring. I hope this gets in theaters. This looks like a movie you'd see on the big screen with all these explosions. I don't want to see this go right to Netflix. I'd like to see a theater release. So yeah, and Henry Cavill doing action? Sure, why not? He looks crazy in this. They all look kind of insane and crazy. They're going to do just terrible things, and the government's going to pretend like they didn't exist. Winston Churchill is in this, and he says something like, well, if the Germans are going to cheat, so are we. So yeah. I mean, what's not to like? I can't think of a single thing wrong with this trailer. You got Guy Ritchie, you got Henry Cavill in the lead, you got Alan Ritchson backing him up. The rest of the cast looks stellar. You got the Princess Bride as the debonair English guy giving him the assignment. You got a setting that makes sense. You know who the good guys and bad guys are. I mean, this is a movie. This is a movie. And you've heard me complain about doing too much stuff in the Great War, but this is totally fiction. I mean, it's not, but I don't know how real it is. It looks totally over the top. I don't care either way. I don't think there's probably that much truth in it if it's going to be this crazy. It doesn't. It looks pretty light for one of these movies. It's going to be fun, explosions, all the bad guys die, all the good guys live, that kind of thing. So, what's not to love? First act, looks like Henry Cavill gets out of prison, and they offer him, a deal to go do horrible things to the Germans. And he says, sure. Apparently he loves it. So he wants to assemble a team of madmen to go with him. And they say, sure, knock your stuff out. Get all the craziest guys out there. So he does, and he does. Second act, they go to Germany, and they run amok for a good, I'm going to say, 40 to 50 minutes. And then there's some big fight at the end, and that's it. That's it. One of them gets caught, and they have to save him. That's usually how this goes. All right, let's read the write-up. Based upon recently declassified files of British War Department inspired by true events. Yeah, I wouldn't looking at this trailer. I wouldn't bet that it's that true, but okay. I mean, that I'm sure it's based on true events, meaning there were a couple of guys that this was based on, but I don't think the actual events will pan out that way. But I mean, that's par for the course in Hollywood. But the lightness of this thing means that they can't follow the true events. They're dark. But inspired by true events, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is an action comedy that tells the story of the first ever Special Forces organization formed during the Great War, I'll say, by UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill and a small group of military officers, including Ian Fleming. Oh, wow. If Princess Bride plays Ian Fleming, that'll be awesome. A top secret combat unit comprised of a motley crew of rogues and mavericks goes on a daring mission against the bad guys from Germany using entirely unconventional and utterly ungentlemanly fighting techniques. Ultimately, their audacious approach changed the course of the war and laid the foundation for the British SAS and modern Black Ops warfare. I mean, again, I think it's going to be mostly fiction. But that's okay. It's an action comedy. It's meant to be fun. Even though it's kind of a dark time. So, yeah. See, he's having fun with it. He's having fun. That's what I like to see in a movie. Fun. You know? Hot chicks, fun, action, explosions, reactions. I mean, come on. This is the crew. This is the crew you want to see. So, I'm going to place this probably spring. Probably not quite March. Kind of the beginning of the summer, but more like in the spring. It would be a good summer movie, though, I think. I hope it gets a wide release. I hope it does well. This title, I think, is better. The last two titles of the Guy Ritchie movies. One was The Covenant, which was okay, a little too serious, and then the other one was so long and crazy. That was the Jason Statham. It was like Ruse de Guerre. And Princess Bride was in that one too. But, and so was Aubrey Plaza. That's all we need in this. How did she miss out on this movie? Guy Ritchie. Anyhow, yeah, I'm going to say it. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. If you can find a more based take, I say take it. Nothing going on this week, but next week I'll be at North Cape May in complete care doing my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil for the residents. And then next weekend, February 10th, is that next weekend? Actually, it's 2 weekends from now. Jeez. No, it's next weekend. It's a weekend after this. So next weekend. No, next weekend is the following weekend. So the 10th of February, I'll be at I Heart Horror in Sayreville. That's going to be a big one. So if you're a horror fan, hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.